Gentlemen, I'm meadsy69. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we are going to look at the Chimera. Yes, the British tier 8 medium tank. That's kind of like a heavy tank, but it is classed as a medium tank with, of course, the new camouflage, the terrifying camouflage. But is it really a terrifying tank? Now, of course, when this tank was first released, like, it was kind of one of a kind, especially when it comes to sort of medium tanks in tier 8, especially British. It's one of those heavy medium tanks with, you can class it as a heavy because it's slow, it's got a big gun, and it kind of had armor. Now, this thing had all of that. When it was first released, like, people were saying it was absolutely insane. It was very, very good. But over time, people learn how to deal with it. And the more and more I play this tank, the less I enjoy it. It's one of those tanks that, of course, it's not like we used to seeing, where you can go hold down and you'll bounce everything from your turret. In fact, the turret is probably one of the weakest parts of this tank. So go and hold down, you can't really do in this tank because you're not going to be that successful. However, the turret armor does state 203 millimeters, but because it's so flat, there's just loads and loads of weak points on that turret. The whole armor is 114. Now, the thing with the tank, because it does have a big gun, it has high alpha, it has very low DP, or it has lower DPM, 1881 DPM. Now, we are running this with calibrated shells. It probably don't make too much of a difference, to be fair. What you're gaining, just 13. So I would probably go with the DPM more than the penetration, but that is just me. You might run it with the penetration. It is totally up to you what you run it with, what equipment you run it with. Reload time is just over 13 seconds. Penetration standard is 218 on your AP, 252 on your APCR, and 64 on your HE. You've got a 440 alpha gun, which is very nice. If, of course, you can penetrate. 400 on your APCR, which is also nice. The 440, having 440 on your AP actually means quite a lot, because if you just had the standard 400 as your AP, your APCR would be a lot less. So to have 400 on your premium rounds is quite nice if you do have to use that. 530 on your HE. Aim time 3.9, so not the best, but the gun dispersion is not bad. It's not great, but it's not bad at 0.326. However, you do have 10 degrees of gun depression. Again, if you're going to use that gun depression, you need to make it hard for the enemy team. You need to wiggle. You need to look, face your gun up and wiggle. Make it difficult for the enemy team. You have a 50 kilometers per hour top speed as well. Now, it really does not feel like 50 kilometers per hour. It actually feels a lot slower than 50. Honestly, it's a big, heavy tank that does take a little bit of time to get to your top speed. And again, because of the aim time, because of your DPM, do try to pay a little bit of attention. Like, try to aim. It is one of those tanks that if you don't aim, you're going to suffer, because you miss your shot or you bounce your shot. You've got a long time. For a medium tank, you've got a long time, 14 seconds for the reload. I mean, look, if you don't take your time, things like that can happen. Now, I just completely donked that shot. I mean, that should have really hit the freaking tank, but I missed out on the damage because I was impatient, I suppose. And again, this is one of those tanks where it doesn't have the aim time, it doesn't have the dispersion, so you need to aim properly to make sure you penetrate fully. Of course, we're going to try to get the kill. We do get the kill on the AMX 50-100 to bring it now down to a 5 versus 5. Now, we're only on 1800 damage, but we have actually blocked 1100 damage, which I don't think is too bad at all. Now, as I've said, I'm not saying the armor profile don't work, but whenever I come up against a Chimera, it is one of those tanks that That is tricky, but if you aim and you take time, it is easily penable. Like, you can penetrate it very, very easily. All around the turret, there's so many weak points on that turret that will just penetrate all day long. And if you are in a hold down position and you're not making it easy for the enemy team, then you are going to suffer. So just 2 tanks left alive now. Now I am sort of low hit points. I don't really want to be shot, but again, I do. But we do get a nice 550 high roll into that STA. Now, I am a 2-shot to that T-54E1, so I didn't want to come out while he's staring at me. And I can see him staring. I think he's staring this way. So I'm just going to wait a little bit. And as soon as I come, couldn't quite get the shot off. But we are going to get the kill, and we do get the win. So 3k damage there. To be fair, it wasn't the greatest. And you're not going to do that many battles over sort of that damage. Like, it's very difficult to get top damage in this tank. It really is. I normally just get absolutely deleted, to be fair, expecting to bounce everything. But yeah, everyone just penetrates me. So we've got a game here. Grand McLegend, a good friend of mine, he kindly sent me this replay. We're going to fast forward a little bit of it. Excuse me. So he is trying to go in a hold down position here. Now, of course, if you are up against tier 7s, yeah, you're going to be able to get into these kind of positions. And again, if you do make it difficult for the enemy, they will be able to penetrate you. And again, if you don't aim your shot, just like that shot there against the J Panther, it's not going to go anywhere that you want it to go. And you kind of got to play it like a heavy tank. Yes, you can play it like a medium tank, of course, but you got to play it as in like a second line medium tank. If you just go full guns blazing straight in there, then you're going to get ripped. You just don't have the DPM. You've got the long reload, and you will suffer. So far, 11 or 1700 damage. The 047 there is a 1-shot. The J Panther is a potential 1-shot if we can high roll. And I love the fact that he is using this rock as a bit of cover whilst he is on that reload. And a nice shot there to clear that guy. So they could actually push the J Panther. At the moment, there's 3 tanks all around here, and I believe just 1 tank, which is the J Panther. But there still could be a couple more tanks in that bush yet. Only 1 other tank is spotted at the moment, so they could be absolutely anywhere. 2,200 damage done. He's only blocked 290 currently, and there is now 4 tanks left alive. And as expected, there is a light tank sitting in a tank destroyer position. Beautiful HE there. Over 660 damage done to him, and his hit points went pretty quick. They vanish pretty quickly. 2,800 damage for our guy now. Just 3 kills or 3 people left alive. So, and they, to be fair, they've still got quite a bit of hit points between them, so there's plenty of chance to get some more damage. Nice shot there against the IS-3 defender. That was a little bit hopeful, and of course it went probably to the next map. You start the next game, and you could probably see your shell flying over for that one. So 2,800 damage still the 3 tanks left alive. Of course, he wants to go for the Scorpion. You know he wants to go for the Scorpion because he has the HE already locked and loaded. He wants some juicy ass. And of course, as soon as he turns the corner, is he going to get the juicy ass that he was really hoping for? Not quite yet. He still has to work a little bit more to get what he wishes. Nice shot, but, well, I say a nice shot. 394 into the T-34. Clears him, but at least that puts him over 3,000 damage. So there goes the Phoenix there. 4 versus 2. And at this point in the game, it should be a walk in the park. He's just reloaded. Nice HE there. 537. He tries to go for the ram. Just misses it. And the AMX gets the kill. So just the IS-3 defender left alive. Can he get one more shot into the IS-3 defender to put him over the 4k damage mark? Or is the Super Hellcat going to steal? No, he's not. So yeah, you can perform well in the Chimera. It is a good tank in the right hands, but in the wrong hands, I do think this tank does suffer, and I don't think it's as strong as it once was. But you know, it does come for sale quite often. It does come for sale normally fairly cheap. But as long as you know how to play it, as long as you know where to position yourself with it, don't rush forward like any other medium tank. Sort of sit back. Don't camp. I'm not saying camp, but if your mediums want to rush, then just sit behind your mediums because you do have that long reload. 14-second reload is a long reload for a medium tank. But let me know your thoughts on the Chimera. Like I said, when it was first released into the game, I really enjoyed it. I'm not saying that the tank sucks now, but I just don't think it's as good as it once was. And for me, it really isn't that terrifying as the camo says. Hope you enjoyed the video, guys. I'm meadsy69, and I'll catch you all soon. Bye-bye.